Yo, what's up guys? My name's NG and Deceased and welcome back to Destiny.
Okay.
So,
Tally it
today
up.
we have the weekly reset. We're just going to quickly go through some of the vendors and check out some of the stat rolls and some of the weapon rolls and see
Yes.
if they're even worth picking up this week. Actually, we're going to start off with the bounties real quick. So we'll be getting a brand new pulse rifle, scout rifle, sidearm, sniper, and heavy. Hopefully, it's going to be pretty decent in the heavy terms. I've been looking for a real good cluster bomb rocket ever since I found out about the cluster bomb melting method for Axis. So let's see, to the 0-day dilemma, we have reflex, quick draw, OEG, spray and play, danger close, braced frame, appended magazine, and persistence. And it's already a low magazine size, and then to get the extra stability, we have to go with brace frame, so that's a pass. Let's see, we got the B29 party favorite. Oh, that scope is terrible. Steady hand, OEG rifle scope, red dot, ORA2. Let's see, Eye of the Storm, life support. Okay, I like life support, that's not bad. Braced frame, feather mag, and head seeker. Yet again, the magazine is already small, so if you were gonna go with braced frame, I think you'd be left with like 18 rounds in the magazine. That's only enough to kill one person. You could also argue that head seeker would give you extra damage, but that pass for this week on the party favor. Let's check out this hero formula. Let's see, red dot aura, focus lens, reflex, life support, take a knee, braced frame, armor piercing rounds, and reactive reload. This would be good if this had full auto instead of take a knee and a better sight, because reactive reload is actually real nice on a scout rifle like this. But since it doesn't, and these two perks are, well, this perk and this sight is abysmal, I'm gonna have to pass on that too. Let's see, we got a palindrome, steady hand, fast draw, quick draw already, so already there's no good sights here. Relentless tracker, spray and play, reinforced barrel, lightweight, and reactive reload. The only useful perk on here is reactive reload. Everything else is hot garbo, so have to pass on a palindrome for this week. Let's check out, oops, let's see. Let's check this out right here. MD reflex, red dot ORA, OEG, okay, not bad. Battle Runner, Last Resort, Hand Laid Stock, Enhanced Battery, and Hot Swap. Okay, gonna have to pass. There's no range boosting perk, which fusion rifles actually suffer from. You need a ton of range to really make a fusion rifle good enough. The charge rate and impact is good, so I mean, if you need a sin, you get the bonus stability plus, well, the bonus accuracy plus the amazing stability. And then you have Last Resort and Battle Runner, a choice of speed or handling, depending on if you're last Guardian or if you just got a recent kill. So it's not a bad PvE roll, but for PvP it's terrible. Let's see, we got linear compensator, accurized ballistics, and soft ballistics on a curtain call to start off with. That's interesting. Cascade, Battle Runner, rifled barrel, quick draw, and full auto. Okay, see, this isn't bad at all. I'd actually take this for PvP. Accurized ballistics with Battle Runner, rifled barrel, and freaking full auto. I get a nice bit of stability, nice bit of reload speed. It's enough impact to one-shot somebody from a mile away. Plus Battle Runner gives you a boost to your top sprint speed, which is always nice to have. And then you have full auto, so that's actually a real good PvP and PvE roll. I'd probably pick that up this week if I don't have a god roll already. Anton's rule already, I'm not a fan of this just because of the lowest impact tiers, unless it's a binding blaze. For some reason, the sidearms in this archetype seem to have a lot of ghost bullets. However, the binding blaze, the iron banner sidearm, just seems to be godly. Steady hand, sure shot, quick draw. Okay, so that's a decent sight. Outlaw, feeding frenzy, 2 reload speed perks. That's interesting. I don't know why they added both of them. Well, I mean, they didn't do it on purpose. It rolled like this, but that's actually kind of interesting. Hand loaded, casket mag, and hot swap. That's a pass. With that one, I feel like you want reactive reload or crowd control for something like that. It's too low of an impact. Let's see, Hawkeye, short gaze, eagle eye on an event horizon, not bad. Army of One, mulligan, armor piercing rounds, casket mag, unflinching. I mean, it's decent with Army of One if you were looking for a sniper for Challenge of Elders. I mostly pick up Army of One weapons specifically for Challenge of Elders, and I don't pull them out unless I'm gonna do Challenge of Elders. But besides that, I don't really see this being a decent sniper this week. I'm gonna have to pass on that. It's a lot of passes for the Crucible Quartermaster this week. That's not normal. Alright, we got a Chaotic Neutral, CQB Ballistics, Smart Drift Control, Soft Ballistics. This already has a nice bit of stability, so any more would kind of be overkill. Especially since it has a slow rate of fire, you won't ever really have to do recoil control. Let's see, Life Support, Spray and Play, Perfect Balance, Rifled Barrel, perfect. Okay, Persistence. This is great. Pick this up. It has a ton of range with Rifle Barrel. You can stack Smart Drift Control, Persistence, and Life Support to get health regens. You won't have a huge range drop off with this thing. Plus, I mean, heavy machine guns have always been able to cross map people. This just makes it so that it's easier at range. And then Persistence is just always welcomed on a heavy machine gun. And ooh, this looks promising. Okay. Aggressive launch, soft launch, perfect. Alright, so we got our velocity, the stability, doesn't really matter. I'm just worried about the velocity. Grenadier, Army of One, okay, that's not bad for challenge. Heavy payload. Okay, so if I put on soft launch and then stack heavy payload, I get my blast radius all the way back to maxed out. I get my velocity up there in the Gallahorn area of velocity, which isn't bad, and then cluster bombs for axis. Perfect. Grab this. So something wicked and chaotic neutral, those are definite pickups for this week from the Crucible Quartermaster. Let's go ahead and see what the Mr. Shaxi Poo has.
Let's get you back out there.
Let's see, so we have a Supremacy bounty and a Control bounty, so Control must be back in for this week. Let's see. Decent stat roll. That's terrible for a Titan. Towards the Sky Mark, that's a decent stat roll too. That's actually almost max stat rolls. Let's see, that's a terrible stat roll. Terrible. Almost max, I'll take that too. Terrible. Intellect and strength is bad. You mostly want intellect discipline on any Titan. Unless you're really just trying to go for a Radagast. Well, a Memory of Fellwinter build. So let's get on over to Dead Orbit and go see what they got. Alright, so starting off we have the Extremophile 011. Now if you didn't get the roll last week, I don't think that's going to come around again. It's actually a godly roll. Let me see if I have it on me real quick. No, I don't have it on me. But that thing was amazing. Definitely worth picking up last week. But let's see what it has this week. Reflex, Sure Shot, OEG Rifle Scope, Armor Piercing Rounds, Snapshot, Perfect Balance, Third Eye, and Persistence. Now if this had something like Counterbalance, this would have been even better than last week, but it doesn't. It comes with Armor Piercing Rounds, and this is probably the most useless perk because the only weapon that Armor Piercing Rounds is actually welcome on is Thorn, because you can get the dot damage on the next target if they happen to stand right behind him. Besides that, it's kind of useless. Let's see, Red Dot Ora, Range Lens, Reflex on the Keystone, Explosive Rounds, Lightweight, Perfect Balance, Outlaw, and Crowd Control. So this is decent for a PvE role, or even PvP if you were to use Reflex and then do a whole distance game, sort of. That's actually pretty nice. Explosive Rounds, Outlaw, and Crowd Control, or even Perfect Balance. So I'd actually, yeah, that's a pickup. Pick that up for this week. If you really need a good scout rifle, that's actually pretty good. Let's see, Worlds to Come, number 1. We have the MD Reflex, Red Dot ORA 2, OEG, accelerated coils, but see that reduces the impact, so it won't make it a 1 burst. You'd probably have to 2 burst somebody with this thing to kill, but with the charge rate it could be possible, but I wouldn't even risk it. Lightweight, Perfect Balance, Spray and Play, and Hot Swap. Yet again, there's no range boosting perk on that fusion rifle, and that one actually suffers from it a lot, so I'd have to pass on that. Alright, we got a last ditch. Now this is the Party Crasher. No, Matador archetype of shoddy. So let's see. Accurized Ballistics, Aggressive Ballistics. That's already not looking good. We'd have to have something to make up for that range. Let's see. Hipfire, Small Bore. It's decent. That could work. Cascade and Rangefinder. Okay, yeah. See, that's not bad. Okay, so if I go Aggressive Ballistics, Hipfire, Small Bore, and Rangefinder, I have a very good Hipfire shoddy. So, yeah, I picked that up this week too. That's a pickup. Let's see. We have Bitter Edge 10, Wild Hawk. That is a terrible sight. Ambush SLH-25, the ViewTac SLH-20, high caliber rounds. Now that's pretty good for PvE at least. You can stagger targets pretty easily with this weapon. Quick draw, clown cartridge, hammer forged, and firefly. Okay, now see, this weapon for 6s would be perfect. Ambush, you necessarily wouldn't use high caliber. You'd go with quick draw, clown cartridge, and firefly. Easily, probably one of the best 6v6 PvP weapons right now. Simply because with clown cartridge, you'd probably get to 7 rounds in a magazine, I think. If I'm not mistaken, then you have ambush. And then you have quick draw for the switch speed, firefly, just because explosions are great. That's a pickup. I'm definitely getting that later on this week. And then Unto Dust. This had a nice roll last week with the cluster bomb leak for Axis. That probably saved this rocket launcher from getting completely dusted last week. So it had a nice roll last week. Flared magwell, quick draw, javelin, third eye, grenades and horseshoes. Counter mass, linear compensator, aggressive launch, and pass. So for this week, Dead Orbit, Keystone, Unto Dust, and Bitter Edge if you actually really need it. Alright, so for future war code, we have the Whale, True Sight IS, Sure Shot IS, and Quick Draw. So those are real good sights to start off with. Let's see, Explosive Rounds, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Relentless Tracker, and Reactive Reload. Yet again, there's no range boosting perks, so have to pass on that. I mean, the damage would be nice, but hand cannons now, their damage relies on how much range you have. So with that, you'd almost have no damage to begin with. I'd have to pass. Hard pass on that. Let's see. The Waltz, Reflex, Steady Hand, and OEG. I've actually come to really like this sight. It's actually pretty nice. Let's see. Flared Magwell, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Eye of the Storm, and Rodeo. That's a hard one. I wouldn't know. I mean, unless you really need a pulse rifle in this archetype, I'd take this role, but I feel like something better is going to come along next week, so that's a hard pass for now. Let's check out this weighting. Ooh, that impact. Yes, mid reflex, red dot RA2, OEG. Okay, not bad. Accelerated coils. See, so it doesn't matter. This thing is almost maxed out in impact, so even with accelerated coils, you'll still be able to one burst somebody with this thing. Quick draw, hammer forged, spray and play, and rangefinder. Okay, that's a pickup. That's an automatic pickup. I mean, it's decent. You got accelerated coils, hammer forged, rangefinder, 2 range boosting perks. So although it doesn't look like you have a lot of range, you do. And it doesn't have something like reinforced or rifled barrel, which debilitates your stability and reload. You got a nice magazine size of 5, steady charge rate, great impact. So perfect pickup for this week. Let's see, the Wounded, red dot ROA2, range lens, reflex, explosive rounds, full auto, hammer forged, and crowd control. Let's see, was this reflex? Okay, this is also a good pickup this week. Yeah, definitely. Reflex, full auto, hammer forged, and crowd control. This is the Vision of Confluence archetype of scout rifle. So you'd be able to cross map easy with this thing. And unlike the Vision of Confluence, this actually has a damage boosting perk. So that's a definite pickup for this week. I will grab that later on today. Let's see, we have the Wormwood with True Sight, Sure Shot, high caliber rounds, quick draw, fitted stock cascade, and hot swap. Okay, so this is more of an accuracy roll this week, which is actually pretty good. So Sure Shot, high caliber rounds, fitted stock, and hot swap. You won't have the range needed to really deck somebody at a distance, but you should be fine up close, which is what it's supposed to be used for. So that's a pickup this week if you really don't have one. Let's see. Warhead veneers, linear compensator, countermass, flared magwell, snapshot, heavy payload, battle runner, and grenades and horseshoes. There is no velocity boosting perk on here, so I'm gonna have to take a hard pass on that. It was a decent roll, but it needs more to make it viable. Alright, so on to the Vanguard. We have the Continental with a red dot aura, Sure Shot IS, and the OEG. Let's see, we have Spray and Play, Grenadier, hand laid stock, rifled barrel, okay, and third eye. That's not bad. Rifled barrel, I can see that. If you use a gunslinger with Gunslinger's Trance, you can pick this up this week. It's not an amazing weapon. I'd probably almost never use it, but you know, just for shits and giggles, I could use that. Let's see, Parthian shot. Oh, this is that 2 bursting pulse rifle. Ooh, I see head seeker in the distance. Okay, we have reflex, quick draw, OEG rifle scope, eye of the storm, take a knee, small bore, lightweight, and head seeker. Perfect. Okay, so most people are probably going to look for braced frame. I actually have 2 different rolls. I have one with braced frame and one with counterbalance and perfect balance. But I've been looking for one with head seeker for a long time. This thing hits for 34 or 38 to the head, I think, and with head seeker, it's basically what the messenger used to be, that 41 damaging 2 bursting monster. So that's a definite pickup for this week. Hurry up and grab that thing. Do not pass that up. Let's see. Angel's Advocate. This is the NL Shadow archetype of scout rifle. Not very useful really, but we'll see what it has. Red dot ORA 2, focus lens, reflex, rodeo, take a knee, small bore, high caliber rounds, and return to sender. That's a hard pass. That is a hard pass. With something like that, you want full auto and reactive reload every time, and a stability boosting perk. So that's definitely a hard pass. How dare you, the Revelator archetype of hand cannon. True sight, fast draw, quick draw. Okay, so true sight's real good. Let's see, we have mulligan, last resort, reinforced barrel, lightweight, and hidden hand. Pass. I mean, even if it had a good perk set, I'd still pass. The starting range and stability is just too horrible to try to fix. Let's see, we have X Astri, MD reflex, red dot ORA, OEG, unflinching, replenish, perfect balance, accelerated coils, and hidden hand. Now, this thing cannot one burst somebody unless you're like point blank range, but you have probably the best charge rate for any fusion rifle. So, I mean, besides Plan C, but this thing would probably be fantastic when you're trying to rush and just completely destroy somebody up close if you don't have a shotty. So I'd pick that up this week just for that. Let's see, now we have Teacup Tempest, True Sight, Fast Draw, Quick Draw, Zen Moment, Feeding Frenzy, Snapshots, High Caliber Rounds, and Hot Swap. Let's see, you have Snapshot, Zen Moment, Hot Swap, High Caliber Rounds. It's decent, it's actually pretty good, but I'd have to pass. With this one, you want a damage boosting perk like Reactive Reload. I think I have yes I do, right here. Sure Shot, Zen Moment, High Caliber Rounds, and Reactive Reload. Definitely better with Reactive Reload because it puts the damage up to about 60, allowing you to almost, well, I mean, you're going to 4-shot somebody every time, but you can do it faster than scout rifles. Oh boy, I can already see this is a hard pass. Linear Compensator, CQB Ballistics, Aggressive Ballistics, Performance Bonus, Army of 1, Reinforced Barrel, Lightweight, and Rangefinder. That is a hard pass. Let's see, 7th Sense, okay. What you got? Wild Hawk, Short Gaze, Eagle Eye. Most of you that saw my video yesterday for my gameplay with rare weapons would know that the low impact snipers are actually kind of catching my eye now, because they're perfect for 6v6 unless I'm doing trials. So I'm starting to look for more of these that could possibly have single point sling or something like that. But let's see. Short Gaze, Underdog, Life Support, Armor Piercing Rounds, Small Bore, and Unflinching. That's a hard pass. There's nothing there that really interests me in that one. Let's see, we have the Bone Crusher, CQB Ballistics, Linear Compensator, Soft Ballistics, Eye of the Storm, Guerrilla Fighter, Guerrilla Fighter, Small Bore, Appended Magazine, and Rangefinder. I'm actually going to do a video on Guerrilla Fighter because most people don't know how to actually activate this perk, and sometimes that perk can save your life. This game doesn't really have a tail to let you know, hey, you're shooting from behind cover, but I'll show you guys in the next video, or pretty soon in a couple videos to come. So let's see, Eye of the Storm, Small Bore, Rangefinder, perfect. Small Bore, Eye of the Storm, Rangefinder, and I believe, yeah, you have Linear Compensator and Soft Ballistics, so you have insane range for heavy machine gun nonetheless. You'll probably be down to like 20 rounds in the magazine, but for PvP it really doesn't matter. You're only going to get like 2 kills anyway before somebody blows you up with a rocket. And then you have Rangefinder, and Eye of the Storm to make it so that it's more accurate as your health gets lower, which is pretty nice if you're getting shot at by a ton of people when you grab your heavy. So let's see, now we have disassembly required with warhead veneers, soft launch, and hard launch. Vacuum, life support, perfect balance, heavy payload, and cluster bomb. So we have another good cluster bomb rocket. So let's see, we have soft launch, which is actually pretty freaking nice. Life support, which really doesn't matter on a rocket. I mean, I guess it's kind of nice for PvP. Vacuum, that's one of those passable perks, but you would use it anyway just because the rocket launcher has cluster bombs. So that's a definite pickup this week if you don't want to get the other rocket launcher from the Crucible.
You are always welcome at the army.
So let's get on to New Monarchy. Alright, so starting off with New Monarchy, we have the Assembly 2 with mid-reflex, quick draw IS, and OEG rifle scope, armor-piercing rounds, quick draw, perfect balance, spray and play, and hidden hand. With this, you'd probably run something like braced frame, counterbalance, and perfect balance, and this does not have it, so that's a hard pass this week. There hasn't been a single good roll on this weapon yet, so I wouldn't expect anything to come from a weekly reset on that specific weapon. Now we have Free Will 3 with True Sight, Fast Draw, Quick Draw IS. It's also another Revelator archetype of hand cannon, so probably useless. Armor Piercing Rounds, Hip Fire, Perfect Balance, Outlaw, and Rangefinder. That's a hard pass. That's a hard pass. Alright, so we have Impeacher 5, True Sight, Sure Shot, Quick Draw, Armor Piercing Rounds, Quick Draw. Let's see, Hand Loaded, Relentless Tracker, and Rangefinder. It has 2 range boosting perks and Quick Draw, so I mean it's decent if you're looking to spam somebody up close, but yet again those ghost bullets might kick in, so I'd probably hard pass just on the ghost bullets. Let's see, Smooth Ballistics, Field Choke, Aggressive Ballistics, Flared Magwell, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Close and or Personal, and Rangefinder. That's another hard pass, and this looks to be somewhere in the Comedian archetype. Nah, it's just not worth it. No Monarchy weapons this time around just don't seem to be that good. Let's see, yeah, the Disposition 7, no, 6, sorry, nope, 7. I can't read numerals. Hawkeye, Short Gaze, Eagle Eye, Armor Piercing Rounds, Quick Draw, Perfect Balance, Triple Tap, and Unflinching. Oh, this is actually pretty nice. That is not bad at all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll pick that up this week. That's not bad for PvE at least. Get some steady boss DPS if you don't have a real good longbow, LDR, or even a spindle. This could actually prove to be decent. Let's see, we have a First Citizen, which... that's the highest fire rate archetype. Golly. You have to have some real stability for this thing. Aggressive Ballistics, Linear Compensator, Field Choke, Armor Piercing Rounds, Hip Fire, Perfect Balance, Crowd Control, and Persistence. Okay. Not bad, but it's definitely still going to be a hard pass. I'd need Counterbalance, Perfect Balance, or something like Brace Frame. You got high enough of a magazine so that Brace Frame doesn't even matter on a heavy machine gun like this. Let's see what the ghosts are looking like. Intellect Discipline, Intellect Strength, Intellect Discipline with a very nice roll on this one too. So I'd pick up this for sure.
We're here if you need us.
Alright, so that was the weekly reset. Remember to like, sub, and leave a comment as it helps the channel grow, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I know he's following me. No!